Hey, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Ryan, and I think some of you probably already know me because I used to work at Center for Tech Support. And yeah, so today we're here to bring you the Retevis series, Walkie Talkie radios. And before I get started, so as you know, I used to work at Tech Support team. So from my past experience, I think communication is a very important part when you do your job installation, right? In your job setting, sometimes you have your partner inside the building and you're all set to install a camera, and communication is always important. Let's say you're calling tech support, then you need something you need to figure out, and you're on the phone with your team members, and it's hard to communicate, right? That's why I'm here to bring you the walkie-talkies. And so the same issue probably can also happen to your customer as well, right? Maybe you install camera for restaurants or for let's say for the entire Walmart. They may also need this type of devices. So communication is really important and helps you to improve your productivity. And so our company is called Retevis series for walkie-talkies. So we have different models that will help you to determine what you actually need, depends on your need or your customer's needs, right? And we have, so far we have our marketing in the US and Europe, we're really doing a good job. And this year we're moving into Canadian market, and Galaxy is our authorized seller. So today I'm bringing you all these 5 models. And this type of 5 models, you can only get it from Galaxy in Canadian market. Okay, so let's look at our company here. So we started doing this kind of business in 2008. So we specialize in two-way audio, two-way radio and accessories from general personal users, commercial users to amateur users. So this is a little bit about Retevis. And we really look into what customers really need, right? High performance, innovation, and quality control, and also immediate response. So if you need anything, you have any question, and anything you guys purchase afterwards, you can also come back to us and we'll try to figure out for you. Okay, so things you will need to look out for. So when you purchase a walkie-talkies, what you actually wanted to figure out is versus durability. And so you wanted to know if it's waterproof, is window-proof. So because most of the time you're probably working under an outdoor environment, right? So it's raining, or you drop your walkie-talkie, so make sure that walkie-talkie will keep working, right? And there are 2 types of transmissions. So one called UHF, the other one called VHF. So UHF stands for ultra high frequency. VHF stands for very high frequency. So typically in urban environments, you wanted to use UHF rather than VHF because UHF has more penetration. So generally speaking, you can kind of think of them as 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi signal and 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi signal. So one can go further, and one has more power to penetrate, right? So those are the 2 different types. And another thing you might want to take care of is the multiple channels. So some of them has 16 channels, some of them has 32 channels, and some of them have more. So let's say 16 channels, that means you have 16 different groups, and in one channel, you have to make sure 2 people, they are on the same channel to be able to communicate with each other. And the last thing is the power outlet. So this will determine how far the distance, how far the walkie-talkie they can talk with each other. So more power means can go further. So those are the 4 factors you might want to look into before you actually get a walkie-talkie. And so there's a picture here. So UHF versus VHF. So as you can see, the UHF is better when you're using the urban environment, and VHF is more like the outdoor uses. Okay, so let's get into the products. So I will talk about around five different models. And before I started, so walkie-talkies is kind of like the cameras. They have two different types. One is analog, the other one is digital. So you're pretty familiar with the analog cameras and digital cameras, right? And analog cameras, this RT27 is one of the analog cameras, and has 22 channels and 2 watts, waterproof, and it can go up to 1 to 1.5 miles. And this distance is actually affected by the weather or your operating environment. So it's not that accurate. I cannot tell you they can go up to 2 miles. But it depends if it's raining or if you have any buildings in between them, like your Wi-Fi signal, right? Then you will have the distance may get decreased, right? So this is one of the models, RT27. So 0.5 to 5 miles in urban, and 0.5 to 2 miles in open areas. And this one is waterproof and analog walkie-talkie. And this one is RT29. Let me go back to this one. This one is UHF, so ultra high frequency. So it's better to use in the urban area, right? And this RT29 you can choose. There are 2 different types, UHF version and the VHF version. 2 versions. And this one can go up to 12 hours. This is also analog walkie-talkie with a waterproof and dust-proof functions. This one can go up to 5 miles communication distance. So that means this one is more powerful, and this one is about, I think, 10 watts. 10 watts. Yeah. So this one has 16 channels. And by saying channels, that means, let's say you have multiple people. 10 people in one channel works. 100 people in the same channel also work. But you have 16 options. You can have up to 16 groups of people, your team members. They can all on a different channel. On different channel they cannot hear each other. But on the same channel, it doesn't matter how many people there are. They can also communicate with each other. And sorry, go ahead, sir.
The frequency on the VHF. Mm-hmm. Can you pick the frequency like 156.8 megahertz?
Not on the analog ones. On the digital ones where you can program it, you can do that. Right. So on the analog ones, you cannot program. So you don't have the option to do that. But what I mentioned was 16 channels, right? Those 16 channels, they are on different frequency, but they are preset. That's right, preset. Yeah. And the one big difference between analog and digital walkie-talkie is analog walkie-talkies. Let's say this one go up to 5 miles. Then for analog ones, when you reach to 5 miles, then the voice starts getting, you can hear the noise, right? But with the digital ones, you go up to 5, then you won't have any communication problem. You will not listen to those noise. That's the difference. And typically these digital ones, and it's going to be more powerful than the analog ones. So that will last longer time. This one goes up to 12 hours. Let's say there's a digital version of this, it may go up to 15 to 18 hours. Yeah. And another difference, as mentioned, is digital ones you can program them, but in analog ones you can. Right. And the next one here is the HD one, the MR. This one's a digital one. 2 versions, VHF and UHF, as mentioned before. And this one has a GPS tracker built inside. What that means is from the walkie-talkie itself, you will be able to see the longitude and altitude. So you will, let's say you have one walkie-talkie and your partner has one. Then on your walkie-talkie, you will see that attitude. You will also be able to, let's say, fund wherever your partner is.
Shows his one too.
It will show you on yours.
His.
Yeah, his location. Right, on your walkie-talkie. And on yours, it will show on his walkie-talkie. You can also see your location as well. Go ahead, sir.
Is there a monthly fee for the GPS?
No.
No?
So this model, no monthly fee. Absolutely free. Yeah, and this one you can also make group calls, make one-to-one calls. So you will have like each person will have a unique ID. So let's say you have ID 1, your partner has ID 2, and maybe your team 3, 4, 5. You can all make it in a group call. You can also you can talk to each other at the same time. Let's say you wanted to talk to someone like privately, then you make the one-to-one call. Then nobody else will hear it, only you two. And yes, so this one is a more advanced model here. Okay, let's go to the next one here. So this one, RD21, it's a different model. This one does have annually, I think around $10 per year. This one you will have to purchase a SIM card yourself. So it's going to use your cell data to be able to communicate with each other. So you can think of it as a cell phone, but you can do text, you can call somebody, your friend, you can enter the number on the keypad, you can do all of stuff. And this one you can also do one-on-one call, a group call. And this one here has decide the annual fee, and then you purchase your like separate SIM card, and that's it. And so it's 100% network radio. Go ahead, sir.
So this is basically walkie-talkie over LTE.
That's correct. Yes. You can also connect to Wi-Fi if you don't want it to purchase a SIM card. Yeah, you can in your house or in your warehouse, you connect to Wi-Fi. You can also talk to each other by using the Wi-Fi signal. Yeah. So this one has a GPS tracker built inside as well. The difference is this one has its own program. So it's like kind of like a web interface, and you have the ability to manage it. So let's say you are the owner, you buy these products for your team members, and on your web interface, it's based on Google Map. So it's not longitude and latitude anymore. So on your Google Map, you can actually see where they are on which street. So that's the thing about this one here. So the next one, to some sense you can use for this one is actually pretty widely used. So pretty much everything you can think of, you can use this walkie-talkie to accomplish your need. Yes, so the last one here is the RT81. So this one is also a digital walkie-talkie. And this one, the only difference is this one doesn't have a keypad. If you wanted to, let's say, if you wanted to set up the ID as the one before the one has the keypad, you will have to use a programming cable and connect to your computer. Now, on your computer, there's a program you can program this walkie-talkie and make group calls or one-on-one call. And this one here is 2.5 to 4 miles, and also two versions, UHF and VHF. And oh, by the way, all these digital ones, they can also switch to analog signal. But analog walkie-talkie, they cannot communicate with the digital ones. So if you two walkie-talkies, they either have to be analog or digital. With the digital walkie-talkies, you can convert it to analog ones to then communicate with those analog walkie-talkies. And that's the difference. And this one can go up to 12 hours in analog mode and 20 hours in digital mode. So it depends on your need or customer. If they want longer time, then definitely digital is the best option for them. Okay, so some applications, security, computation, firefighting. So actually we do have some customer from fire station. They're looking into this RT81 model here. Yeah. Alright,